Hey everybody, this is Tao at the Forge, and thank goodness it was a hoax. So, in my last video, I did talk about the fake ban and restricted announcement. Whoever made that is touche to you. That was actually really good. Saying that Noxious Grasp and Sorcerous Spyglass was going to get banned. I think people would have lost their crap over that. I think they got a good reaction out of people. I was skeptical about it being true, but nonetheless, I was like, okay, if this is true, then this is horrible, right? And what's the sad thing? The sad thing is that Wizards in the past and in the very recent past has made so many bad decisions that you could actually see that almost being true, right? So nonetheless, I'm glad it wasn't true, and they have the real banned and restricted here that I want to talk about just briefly. So what they did is they banned Oko, Thief of Crowns, and then Once Upon a Time and Veil of Summer. Right, so let's go over what they say. So, Oko Thief of Crowns has also reduced metagame diversity, has been the most popular in winning of the majority of the Throne of Eldraine standard season. Almost 70% of decks in Mythic Championship Richmond included the card, and then only one of the 10 most played decks, Simic Flash, was favorable against it, and then only just above 50%. Right, so a lot of decks really played using food for various reasons, and then Oko Thief of Crowns has also reduced metagame diversity and diversity of gameplay and standard by shutting off build-around creatures and artifacts. Yeah, basically being able to turn anything into an elk or just swap control of things, and especially so early in the game, really was kind of backbreaking. So I think Oko really had to go. Now I was afraid that they were going to get rid of some of the build-around cards like the Gilded Goose or Arboreal Grazer or things like that. But I'm glad that they didn't. I'm glad they just finally got rid of Oko. And I think the reason why is because basically with Throne of Eldraine, the sales cycle is kind of over. They've sold most of their booster packs. People aren't really flying around just trying to get them in. The hype is kind of worn off. And so now they're more comfortable banning off the face card of this set. Right? So nonetheless, it's I'm glad that it's been banned. Right now, the other two that are banned are kind of weird. Right now, I can see why, because they are two powerful cards, and by two I mean like TWO, right? So two different cards that are pretty powerful on themselves. So Once Upon a Time is 1 in a green, and basically what it says is that if you have not cast any other spells this game, you can just cast this for free. And you can look at the top 5 of your cards of your library and reveal a creature or land card from among them, put it into your hand. That's actually pretty powerful because it helps you to fix your mana if you need it, but it also helps you to maybe get one of the special creatures that you might need, like that wolf. I always forget the name of that wolf that can eat food to become indestructible, right? Or an Edgewall Innkeeper, for instance, under the Smitten Shotgun deck, right? So, I mean, it's powerful, but I'm not sure if this is really backbreaking. I think that one of the problems in the current standard is that green is a really powerful color, and this just kind of makes green just that little bit more powerful, right? So on the other hand, we have also Veil of Summer. So Veil of Summer is a 1 mana instant, or 1 green mana instant, and basically it's a blue and black hate spell. So what it does is it says well, I'll go for the first part later. The spells you control can't be countered this turn, right? So if you resolve this, then basically you can't be countered, and it's only 1 mana. So turning off basically all the blue type spells, countering spells is blue's defenses. So turning that off just is really oppressive. And then you and permanents you control gain hexproof from blue and from black until end of turn. So okay, so that means you also can't get targeted with anything. And also if a player has cast a blue or black spell, you can respond with this, and you also get to draw a card, right? So that's actually a lot for green. So not only do you get to draw a card, but you also get to counter stuff. Now, the problem is that I think a lot of people were playing this. Well, there's 2 reasons. I think a lot of people were playing this to try and counter stuff from Oko, right? The Oko decks, right? And also the Frilled Mystics and stuff like that, right? So I think people may have been trying to block things like that. The other thing is there's another deck. Is that deck that's playing, like I said, that same wolf. I forget the name of that wolf. And I think what they're afraid of is that once they've banned Oko, then a lot of those Oko decks are going to disappear. And what's going to happen is that there's going to be a void. Typically, what people do is they'll either give up the deck and go with something else, or they'll just take the Okos out and then fill it with something else. And being green, they'll probably fill it with something like that Wolf if they don't already have it in there. And so I think what they're afraid of is that basically the Oko will just become like, get replaced with another super powerful card. And people have to have a way of getting rid of that. And so they're taking away a lot of the fixing and the protection around that. So I think Veil of Summer is the kind of the protection, and Once Upon a Time is kind of the mana fixing and searching and like the tutoring a little bit. And so I think they're getting rid of that in anticipation that that's going to become a problem. Now, the thing is, I think what they want to do is to avoid another emergency banning, because people are going to get pissed off, right? Like, people don't like it. And I admit it's kind of sometimes it's necessary, but I think that they're doing the right thing, because what happens is people, like, a new deck becomes popular, and then what they do is they go and spend a lot of money to buy those cards. Once they buy the cards, and they play the deck for a while, like for a week or two, and then an emergency ban has to happen, and then all their cards become valueless. And they're like, hey, you know what? I just put a lot of money into this. I don't want to have to get my cards banned, and then and then I spend more money into something else, and then I can't play those either, right? So, I can see what they're trying to do is be proactive and say, hey, you know what, like, these cards are probably going to become a problem. And so I think they're doing the right thing. Although they could have put a warning on and said, hey, there's a few cards that we are looking at, that we still might want to ban. I don't know. Like, it might be just better to pull off the Band-Aid right at the beginning, and say, hey, you know what, this is going to suck for a lot of people, but let's just do this before things get really out of hand. So anyways, that's what I think. I think it was a good move for Oko Thief of Crowns. Not 100% sure if Once Upon a Time and Veil of Summer were required at this time, but it might have been just a better thing to do just at this time, just to, be proactive. So anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think it was the right move? Do you think that, they should have banned something else? Like, for instance, I still think they should have banned Cavalcade of Calamity. That card is brutal. Or else that Triple Prowess, Chandra's, like Phoenix or whatever. Like, those cards are just brutal too. If you want to go see my banned and predicted video, the other one, I said, like, which cards should be banned. There's still a lot of them on there that I think should go away. Nonetheless, let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video.